Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to answer the question I get asked more than anything else. How do I actually get my first clients? Not theoretically, not eventually, but right now, this week. So in this video, I'm going to give you a real 7-day plan. The same approach I would use if I were starting my cleaning business from scratch today. In fact, it's the same method that I use for every new city that I go into, and the same method that I use with all my coaching clients. So if I were to start this business from scratch today, in 7 days, I'm going to get 10 clients using channels that cost you nothing but your time. And before we get into it, look at that chart on the right. That's where 10 clients can take you. $13.90 a month to start. And you can see exactly where it goes from there. I have been doing this for 19 years across 4 different markets currently, and I've seen what works and what's a waste of time. And what I'm about to show you does not require paid advertising, a big social following, or even cold calling strangers. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. So before we get before we get into the days of like what your plan is going to look like, I want to set one expectation with you. So 10 clients in 7 days is absolutely achievable, but it requires a real effort. This is not going to be passive work. Every day has a specific action, and that action requires you to actually do it. Also, I'm going to be teaching this from the independent contractor referral model perspective, meaning you're building a business where you refer independent contractors to clients. You're not doing the cleaning yourself. You're not hiring W-2 employees. You're an operator and a connector. Okay, so if you want to understand why I run my business this way, I have a full free class on that. Link, there is a link in the description, but for today, we're going to focus purely on client acquisition. Oh, and one more thing, write down every name, every response, every conversation. You need a simple tracking system from day one. I actually have a free lead tracker for you, and we'll talk about that at the end. I'll show you what that looks like. It's completely free and does not cost you a thing, but what it does is it helps you keep everything organized. Okay, so here we are. We have our foundation, right? So day one is not about getting clients. Day one is about making sure you're ready when they say, yes, I want your service. And here's what you need before you reach out to a single person. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a way to take a quote request, right? The simplest version is a Google form. Again, I've created one for you that you can get. There's a link below. Again, it's free. You're just going to have to put in your contact information so I can send it over to you, but it is free. I've created it for you. It's going to have a few different questions on there, but most of them are the basic information. So name, address, service type, what the square footage of the house is, and what preferred clean date they're looking for. That's it. You don't need any fancy website on day one. You need a place to be able to send or need a place to send any people. You just need to be able to write down their information and give them a quote, etc. Okay, so your pricing. Now, what you're going to charge before anyone know what you're going to charge before anyone asks. A simple starting point. Biweekly residential service in most markets runs about 150 to 250 depending on the size. Know your number before you reach out to anyone. One thing that I would say you could do is you could call other cleaning companies in your area, and I would do probably 3 of them. I would go look at like a franchise company. I would also look at a middle tier company, someone who has a lot of Google reviews and a high 5-star rating, like maybe 4.7 to 4.9. Call them and see if you can get a quote and find out what they're charging based on frequency and square footage. Take that information and use that to gauge your pricing. All right, so the next thing you need to do is you need to make sure you have a contractor lined up. You cannot book your first client if you have nobody to send to do the cleaning. So before you go looking for clients, make sure you have at least one independent contractor who can take a job this week or even next week. Even a friend or family member who's willing to clean once counts. You just need somebody ready. Number 3 is your Google business profile. This is free if you go to business.google.com, and it's great for long-term visibility. Now, just a quick note here, you do not need it on day one to get your first 10 clients. As a matter of fact, Google's made it much more challenging, or they're reviewing the information a little bit more strictly than they did in the past. So there is a lot of verification that you need to go to your Google business profile. but don't delay. Like, go ahead and start working on that process now so that when you are ready, you can ask people for reviews. But you're not going to need that on day one. So don't let your cleaning business today. So day one should take you about 2 to 3 hours. Just go ahead and do it and then rest because days 2 through 7 are going to be where the work really happens. All right. So the first day here is a little easy peasy setup for you. All right. So the next thing we're going to do on day 2, we're going to start working on your outreach. Okay, so this would be the most uncomfortable position for some people to be in. Usually it is for the most people because you're going to be reaching out to your friends and family, and you might feel a little weird, or I guess weird maybe, asking people to trust you and pay you for doing this service, right? But it is also the most effective method. So I want you to make a list of 50 people. I know it sounds like a lot, but believe me, I know that you know 50 people that are in your network, whether they are, family, close friends, old coworkers, neighbors. You can reach out to your kids' teachers, people from your church or your gym or your neighborhood. Even if you say to them, hey, listen, I'm starting a cleaning company and I need to get some reviews, or I'm starting a cleaning company and I could really use your feedback to know how this cleaner is doing. Write down those names. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start reaching out to them. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, but you and I both know that most people do text messaging today, right? So look in your contacts. Here's a message that will work. Change it up to what you want it to say and what's most comfortable for you. But here's like the structure of it. So, hey, name. I wanted to let you know I just launched a home cleaning service in Rochester or wherever you are. If you know of anyone, if you know of anyone you know has been looking for a reliable cleaner, I'd love to help. I'm only taking on a few clients right now to get started. So if you're interested, just let me know and I'll send over the details. P.S. Just want to get your feedback on a review so I can offer it to you at a low price. If you want to offer the low price, that's up to you. So that's it. No pitch, no price, no pushy sales language in that first text message. Just a simple personal note to your contact. And don't worry if they don't answer you right away, okay? I don't want that to make you nervous. But here's what most people do wrong. They send the message and then they wait. Don't wait. All right. I don't want you to wait. If you don't hear back in 24 hours, follow up, even if it's just once. One follow up, something like, hey, I just want to make sure this didn't get buried. Happy to answer any questions. This will help you get a bit more comfortable because people aren't going to respond to you right away. All right. So your goal for day number 2 is to send all 50 messages. Set a timer, get focused, and send them. By tonight, you should have your first handful of interested responses. It would be really good if you track every single response, either interested, not now, they asked for a price, or already has someone. All of these categories matter. And again, you're going to have the free tracking sheet that I'm going to provide to you. There's a link below in this description for you to be able to grab that. Start in the morning, but don't start too early. Don't start at like 7, 8, or 9 a.m. sending messages. I would send your messages anytime between 10 and 2. That seems to be a really good time that people are okay with it not being too early and okay with it not being too late. Okay, so let's talk about Facebook and Facebook groups. Okay, so this is where even today the majority of my business comes from. Even for my coaching clients, it's all about who you're networking with, right? Now, you don't have to use Facebook or Facebook groups, but I have found it to be very successful over my 19 years. What I have personally experienced is the demographic that we're looking for, the individuals that are what we call our ideal client, they're living in Facebook. Okay, so these are individuals that are professionals. They're looking for this type of service. They can afford it. Typically, they're a dual income family and they have kids running around and they're in Facebook and they're asking other moms and their friends who they could reach out to. So Facebook is very powerful. Now, I do have a few other YouTube videos on how to use Facebook groups to post and things like that and find cleaners, all of that information. But this, we're just going to focus on how to get clients from it. Okay, so Facebook is a little interesting, and I'm going to share with you some stuff that most people don't understand when they're using Facebook from a business perspective. So the opportunity isn't in running ads, it's in groups. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to go to Facebook and I want you to go and search in your city name. So go look for neighbors, community, moms, buy, sell, trade, or homes. Join 5 to 10 of these groups. Local neighborhood groups are the gold standard. So let me show you what that looks like really quick. Okay, so here I am on my Facebook page, and what I want to do now is I want to go look for groups, and I want to look for, like, maybe I'm going to put Rochester business because Facebook groups can get a little particular about what you're posting in there. So what I'm going to do, and later on I'm going to show you a post of what it looks like, but in here I want to search. I'm going to go up here to the search bar, and I want to search Rochester, New York businesses. Okay, so support local business in Rochester, New York. So we're going to go grab this one. We're going to visit it. It looks like I'm already part of it. So this group is going to allow you to do some posting and stuff in here. And typically the way that I start is I say, admins, please delete if not allowed, right? And then I go on with my post. Okay, hopefully this was helpful. Now, the other thing that I want to show you that has been really effective for me is what I actually post besides what I just showed you with the words. So let me just show you again here. So I created this little post here. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. This is by far not perfect. So this is just a picture of me out on my deck. I'm not all prim and proper. I'm just a normal person. And then here's like my caption that I want to post, right? So we currently have openings here. I wanted to hop in and introduce myself. So I would take this comment here, and I would go into my local Facebook group here and add this. And then if I can add a photo here, I will, right? So I'll add this photo. Let me just add me and my puppy. Sometimes it doesn't let you. You have to adjust the image size and everything, but this is a pretty good idea of what you can do for posting inside of Facebook. Okay, so let's get back on our slideshow here. Okay, so really from the reason why I do the photo is because you want them to know that you're a real person, you're authentic, and that typically a photo is going to outperform a graphic every single time on Facebook. So what I see a lot of people do is they'll post a graphic of like their services or like a PDF of the services that they offer. And the algorithm for Facebook doesn't really like that. But what it does like is a real photo. Okay. And don't make it a stock image. Facebook, any of those platforms, Google My Business, none of them like stock photos. Okay. So what you want them to do is you want them to drop a comment inside of the Facebook post, right? So the reason that you want them to put a comment in there is because Facebook likes to see activity on a post. So when they're seeing that activity, they're going to say, oh, people are replying to this. Like maybe you could say drop 20 to get 20% off your first time cleaning, or drop 50 to get $50 off your first time cleaning. Right? Anything that's going to like encourage people to post on that or comment on that post. Once they comment on it, and you want to reply to every single post. Okay, so you want to don't do the same post on every single group because Facebook is going to look at you as being spam. You want to kind of space out the number of posts that you do at a time, right? And even the number of likes or comments that you do or DMs, because Facebook will look at you as being spammy and they don't want that. At the end of the day, Facebook wants engaged users, and they want obviously they want advertisers, right? But they want people to be engaged so that they can advertise to them. So that's the whole idea behind it. So put your post up, make a comment, reply to the comment, like the comment, and then see if you can send a DM to those people so that you can start getting some sales. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Nextdoor is the next option for posting. So a lot of people kind of overlook Nextdoor, but it's definitely underused, but it's a channel that I know that is used a lot, especially for recurring residential services. So Nextdoor users are actual homeowners. They're already in the mindset of local services, and when someone asks for a cleaning recommendation on Nextdoor, the entire neighborhood sees it. So you want to be that person that is saying made for time. right? Or your company name, whatever it is. So go ahead and create a free business profile on Nextdoor. It should take you about 10 minutes. And you just want to put some posts in the feed, right? Like personal and local. Hi, neighbors. My name is Tina, and I just launched a home cleaning service in your area. If you've been thinking about getting someone in to help you, I'd love to earn your business. And then the next thing is Nextdoor also has some local deals section where you can post an offer. So you can do again an offer like first time clients get 10% off this next week or whatever. So scarcity works. Don't forget to use scarcity in your posts. And then yeah. And then the next thing you can do inside of Nextdoor is you can actually search cleaning in your neighborhood feed. So what you should do here is respond to any posts in the last 30 days where someone asks for a recommendation. And then you can just introduce yourself and say, hi, I'm a local cleaning service and I would love to help. Mind if I send you a DM? I do have another video that talks about how you can do and search for those keywords inside of Nextdoor, so you can check that out. Okay, so let's talk about the day number 5 for you. Okay, so day number 5 is about amplifying everything you've already started through referrals. By now, you've sent your warm 50 outreaches, most likely through text message. You've posted in your Facebook groups and you're on Nextdoor. So by now, your conversations should have started. Day 5 is when you're going to go back to everyone who showed any interest in your posts or your text messages, even if they said not right now, and you ask one specific question. So I totally understand if now is not the right time, but do you know anyone who might be looking for a good cleaning service? I'd really appreciate the referral. So many people don't do this. They're afraid to ask, but this works for 3 different reasons. One is it's low pressure. Number 2 is people already know people that want cleaning service, right? The person who said, I already have someone might have a friend who just moved. And number 3 is referrals close faster because the trust is already there. So in this situation, just offer a simple incentive. If you refer someone who books, I'll give you a $20 credit towards your own cleaning. It keeps the money in the relationship and it gives them a reason to book in themselves. Track every single referral, ask and follow up in a week if nothing has come through. Use the tracking sheet that's going to be free. The link is going to be free for you to use here. And I'm going to show you what that looks like again at the end of this video. All right, let me just pause here for a second. So if this is something you think you are really interested in, starting a remote or a referral-based house cleaning business, I offer a program, a 90-day program to individuals who are qualified to go through my course. This is a live training, so we meet twice a week and we go through my entire system where I teach you how to get started, how to do the marketing more in depth, how to find your cleaners, how to price, everything that you need to know to run a remote referral company. If you want more information on that, there's a link below where you can find additional information. I'd love to see you in the group. I have helped over 100 business owners either get started or transition their company to independent contractors. Okay, so let's talk about day number 6. Day number 6 is where you think slightly bigger than what we've been thinking already. So we've been going business to your friends, like we're reaching out to your friends, your network, your warm referral, right? So now we're going to go B2B or business to business if you haven't heard that term before. So we're not going to do property management company on day 6. One specific outreach that consistently produces fast results, real estate agents. Specifically, buyer's agents. People who just bought a home almost always need a cleaning service. So today, I would love for you to go and find 5 active agents on Zillow, Realtor.com, or Google, your city plus top real estate agents. Send each of them this message. Hi, whatever your name is. I run a home cleaning service in Rochester, New York, and I'm looking to connect with agents who might want a reliable referral to pass along to their clients. Happy to offer priority scheduling for your buyers. Would love to connect. No pitch, no long email, just a simple value proposition. One good agent relationship can be worth thousands of dollars a year in warm recurring referrals. All right, so your goal for today is 5 messages, 45 minutes. Okay, so we're at day number 7. All right, so day number 7 is all about finishing what you started. I want you to open your tracking sheet here. Every person who responded, every lead who went quiet, every quote that hasn't been answered, follow up on every single one more time. All right, so hi, blank. Just circling back, I have a couple of openings this week if you'd like to get your first cleaning scheduled. You'll be surprised how many people respond to day 7 follow-up. Life is busy. Think about your own life, right? We get caught up in the day-to-day and we forget that we actually need a cleaning service. Okay, the second message catches them at a different moment. Be ready to confirm the date, confirm the price, and make sure your independent contractors are available. A yes, you can't service is a missed client, so don't let that happen. By the end of day 7, your goal is 10 confirmed clients or appointments booked. You've got a business. All right. So, what does 10 clients mean, right? What does this look like for you? So, let me show you what 10 clients actually means financially. 10 biweekly clients at $190 average, that's $3,800 a month in revenue. At a 45% independent contractor fee, you're keeping 55%, about 2 grand in gross profit. Subtract 700 in basic overhead at this stage, and you're looking at $1,400 a month in net income. And 700 is a big number at this stage, so I don't know if I would even count it. I mean, it's really just your time. All right, so that's your starting point, not your goal, because those 10 clients stay an average of 18 months. Okay, if you watch my other video on the remote cleaning, the free class, you know that it's all about recurring revenue, MRR, monthly recurring revenue. They're not one-time revenue, they're compounding income. The skills you build getting your first 10 are exactly your first. So the skills that you built getting your first 10 clients are exactly what's going to get you to 20, 30, and then 50. All right. Okay. So let's take a look at your 7-day plan at a glance. Here's the full plan in one place. Day 1, foundation. Day 2, your warm 50. Day 3, Facebook groups. Day number 4, Nextdoor. Day 5, referral ask. Day 6, reach out to those real estate agents. Day 7, close everything. If you haven't heard back from those people, or you've been playing phone tag, today's the day to close it. And that's it. You got 7 days. No ads, no cold calls, just consistent daily action. All right. So Okay, so as a reminder, I had mentioned that I would leave a couple links down below where you can get the tracking sheet. I'm also going to share these images here. You can get an idea of what it looks like to do some different posts. You see I have my little puppy here. And then if we take a look at another post, these are different posts that you can use. Like these caption comments over here, just change them up. Use ChatGPT. Everybody's using that today. But you can see like people just want to see your animals. This is going to be what they call a scroll stopper, right? So we want people to stop, not because you're pushing your cleaning business on them, but they want to stop because they want to see these cute little puppies. Um, okay, so then the next slide, again, I've already shown you this one. And then this is me just building some trust on a real trip that I had. You could absolutely put this on any Facebook post because it's going to stop them, right? And you can also use Instagram, don't forget, okay? So they call this like a lifestyle post, and a lifestyle post is just going to show that your business works from anywhere. It builds more trust than any ad. They just want to see a real person. Okay. So I mentioned that I'm going to get you that free lead tracker. The link is going to be below for you. And in that, it is going to have, okay, so the free lead tracker is going to have a few different things on it. So it's going to have all these items here that I'm showing, but let me show you what it really looks like. Let's go over to the tracker. So here's the tracker that I am sharing for free. So I used something very similar to this when I started out. These are all fake names, by the way, just because I don't want to go against any of the algorithms or YouTube or Facebook's rules. So these will probably be blurred out by the time you see them. But in any event, you're going to put the person's first name, last name, their phone, and email if you have that, where you found them, right? What was the source? Was it Instagram, Facebook, Nextdoor? Was it a referral? Was it a real estate agent? And then what is the status? So these all have different drop downs that you can use. And what is their temperature? Are they warm, cold? Are they ready to buy? Like, what is the status here? Here's your date added, the last contact, the next follow up. What service type are they looking for? And you have some other detailed information here that can come from your form. Okay. And here's some notes just to keep track of it. This dashboard in here is going to count everything up for you so you can have this lead tracker, which is pretty cool. It kind of just reminds you that you're doing well, and that you should keep going. And then here's the instructions on how to use this tracker. So as you start to go through this, these things will populate. So you don't really need to change anything here, but you will use this and it will start to populate on your tracker for you. Okay, guys, so that's it. That is your how to get your first 10 clients in 7 days, free video, free course for you. I hope this was helpful. If it was helpful for you, please hit the like button. If you know of anyone else that could use this information, please share my YouTube channel, my newsletter. I will drop the link below for you. And then if you have any questions, the comments are open. I read every single one and I'd love to hear from you and let me know what's working or what questions you have. All right, I'll see you in the next video.